the name's Dante, and I don't know where Rebellion is. I had Rebellion. I think I left it in Texas. So, but I did find the Master Sword. So, yeah. I do have a gun! I have now been informed that I should clarify this is not an actual gun. It is a replica. Like, there is no thing on the inside for this. It's all just mechanical bullshit. But it is a mirror's leg, which is pretty badass. Alright, so I had just seen Devil May Cry, which, I'll say this right now, because I found out that everyone on Twitter is hating this, which, you know, screw off. But I do love that you all hate-watched it so damn hard that there is now a second season, which, you know, thank you for that. I want to see a second season. I like this show. Can you plug in? But, yeah, so I am a bit of a fan of Devil May Cry. Mind you, I'll say this right now. Literally, as soon as I said Twitter, it, like, cut off. But I found out everyone on Twitter kind of is hating this anime, or a lot of people are, because they're saying, oh my god, like, one, screw you, and also, funny that you hate-watch the shit out of it so hard that now there's a season 2 now, because I actually like this one. This isn't a bad adaptation. This is a fun adaptation. Okay, like, people are gonna say it's like, well, it's nothing like the canon's completely different. It's nothing like the game canons. Why even make this a Devil May Cry shit if you're not gonna make it easy? Do you know who Batman is? Cause I'm gonna go ahead and guess your favorite version probably isn't the comic one, or if it is, there's thousands of people who have different versions that they like because Batman has multiple different types of multiple different canons. One of the best canons apparently right now is Absolute Batman, which is completely different from the main line Batman. So, alternate adaptations can exist. You can have different versions of different characters and different storylines, and they all be under some different names. But anyways, so, besides that, I love the hell out of this anime. And mind you, I grew up playing mind you, I didn't play all the Devil May Cry games. I'll say this right now, the only Devil May Cry game that I think fully finished is, it's people are going to hate me for this guy, call me a fan, the DMC reboot. I played the hell out of that game completely beginning to finish. Do I think it's like the smartest game ever? No. Do I think that Dante is better than mainline Dante? Not really. But I think he is a pretty cool thing, especially, and also, I liked his story thing, which also, it's really funny because this anime really does, I think, feel like it has that similar-esque to the reboot, to, like story-wise, at least, and maybe a little bit of character-wise. This Dante does feel like a cross between mainline Dante and the other Dante. The other Devil May Cry that I also played is Devil May Cry 3, because I heard that is one of the best Devil May Cry games, along with Devil May Cry 2 not apparently being the greatest. I have played a little bit of 4, and I heard 5 is great, and I haven't really actually heard anything about 1. I do know, however, which is funny because they reference it in this, that Devil May Cry is kind of an Assassin's Creed of Resident Evil. And because if you don't know about Assassin's Creed, originally Assassin's Creed was going to be a spin-off of Prince of Persia. That was the original intent, following a prince and the Hashashins in Persia. But, that kind of, which is funny because the Hashashins do actually appear in the movie Prince of Persia. But, eventually they're like, well, why don't we just make it its own game? And thus, Assassin's Creed was born. Which, I love Assassin's Creed, so, but yeah, then pretty much Devil May Cry is in that same vein. Where originally, I don't know if it was going to be I think it was going to be a hack and slash spin-off of Resident Evil. And for the base of it, they actually used Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil 4, I believe. If I'm remembering correctly. I think it was Resident Evil 4. Or maybe it was Resident Evil 1, I'm not entirely sure. Whichever one Leon first popped in, I think was the one. I think, because 4 wasn't the first time he appeared, I know that. I can't remember if it was 4 or the other one. But anyways, beside the point. Originally, they used Leon Kennedy's model as the basis of it, and then eventually, they're like, oh, this is just becoming its own thing. They're like, you know what? Take Leon's hair, just push it all down, just make it straight go down, and then make it white, and just give a red coat. And that's how Devil May Cry kind of happened. So Devil May Cry is a spin-off of that, which is really funny because at one point where, they might shows it in here, but at one point where Dante is talking with like his best friend slash the guy who always has in the back, which is funny. I haven't seen this archetype in a while, like this sleazy guy who's also like the main character. Like he'll sell the main character out immediately, but he's also like the main character's best friend. It's funny seeing that archetype back in stuff. That's great. But he at one point says like, man, like Dante says, this is the worst job you ever gave me. He's like, really? He's like, really? This is the worst job? Not Raccoon City? And he goes, okay, that one was worse. And all I'm thinking is, man, I want to, please, because we already got season 2 confirmed, but also, please tell me Raccoon City and Resident Evil is canon to this universe, because how cool would that be? Anyways, we're going to watch the trailer real quick, and then they'll give me stuff to also talk about from there. But anyways, we'll get into that. All right. Let's see. That's recording. That's in 3, 2.
This, gentlemen, is your primary objective.
Oh yeah, Batman's in this.
Level threat. Engage him with the full brunt of your firepower.
Angst against the devil?
Life into pieces. This is my last resort.
God, I should bring that up. I love the music in this.
Suffocation.
We stand on the threshold of a new age.
This is my last resort.
Is about to descend on this city, causing unimaginable death.
I like the White Rabbit. He's pretty badass.
He does first.
Me against an entire army. Sounds easy enough. Let's dance.
Losing my mind. Wish somebody would tell me alright. Losing my sight. Losing my mind. Wish somebody would tell me alright. Life into pieces. This is my last resort. Vacation, no breathing. Don't give a fuck if you cover your breathing.
I know better than to trust the demon. Death and destruction is the core of your
God. His it's really funny because like when you watch some of the stuff, especially that fight scene where they're fighting inside his apartment, it's really funny watching him fight and move because 100% that feels like a demon. Like I don't know, like you've seen like where the demon like moves really quick or something like that, or like disappears or something like that. Like I legit feel like if they took it feels like that demon, like but saying that demon abilities using for a good guy. I love that shit.
I'm not one of them. Ripped an irresistible dreamboat, I know.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure 90% of the complaints for this anime would go away if he was shirtless and just had his hair down, like instead of having the bangs.
Still can't just tear a guy's clothes off.
Visionary.
This world's reckoning is already in motion.
Bring this way.
You can do is ease its passing.
Dante, leaving so soon.
Oh, also, this is one of the smartest shit that they did. That legit, I didn't think about it until after at some point. I'm like, oh shit! It's funny because I caught it for someone else. Devil May Cry.
My last resort.
Okay, so just to put some of the complaints, I'll do my criticism first. One, Dante's design. I think it looks pretty decent, especially for the archetype that he is in this anime. Because in this archetype, he isn't the cool he isn't the cool badass that he is in the games, or at least like Devil May Cry 3. The cool badass who just does the one-liners, which he does do one-liners in this. He is more or less the guy who thinks he's Dante. And I don't mean that as an insult. I mean that in the sense of, like, the guy, that kid who comes into class with the trench coat, oh, I'm so cool and edgy. And he's really just the idiot. like, I'm sorry. But, he's that kid who's like, I'm so cool and edgy and no one understands me. It's like, no, we understand you. It's just stop trying to act like the anime character. That's how it kind of feels. Like, he definitely does feel like he's trying to be that Dante, but not in a sense of he's trying to be that Dante because, like, you know, oh, he'll never be Dante. He's in a sense of he's trying to be that cool guy the original one was, but he is a dork. And I love that. But also, he does still have that bit of Dante cockiness, I feel like. Because if you if you look at this entire story, Dante legit does not give a shit that pretty much the whole thing revolves around his necklace. Because his necklace, along with Virgil's, who's apparently Virgil's dead. Yeah, okay. Virgil died with his mom, apparently. Virgil necklace, matched up with their father's sword, Sparta's sword. Those together will open the gates to hell. And mind you, it's gonna open the gates to hell, and you know, everyone's trying to stop it. Batman's trying to stop it. You hear Kevin Conroy around here. I don't know if he popped up, did he? I was too busy singing. Like Batman wants to stop it, saying like, "Oh my God!" Batman's trying to stop it, sending mercenaries and everything else to try to stop him, including his crack team of. Here he is. Here's Batman. Batman's trying to stop, trying to get the necklace, sending a bunch of mercenaries that Dante just barrels through. He doesnly kill anybody in it, though, surprisingly enough, because he's like, yeah, you're doing your job, whatever. Even though some of them I'm like, I kind of know. But Batman's trying to kill everyone, which I will say, I hate this character. I love Kevin Conroy. He did an amazing job. But oh my God, did I want this fucker to shut up. Like, every time he spoke, I'm like, by God, shut up. Because I actually don't know if in the Devil May Cry universe, again, and here's the thing, I actually did buy on Steam right now, at least when I'm recording this, they have a pack of like, I think like $20, you get the HD collection of 1, 2, and 3, Devil May Cry 4, and Devil May Cry 5. I don't know if the reboot is in that pack. I don't think it is, but it's fine. I replayed the reboot, but it's very much, it's like everything like that. So at some point, I'm probably gonna do a stream of like me just playing the Devil May Cry games, but I'll start with 1 and then go through it. But yeah, so like this man, like, okay, yeah. So anyways, yeah, because the whole big thing, the big story of this is kind of like their world is a reverse ours in a sense of quote unquote religion a little bit, where in their version of, you know, the angel war or whatever, you know, the war of heaven, it's the war of hell. But the big bad demon, or their version of God, or their devil, whatever, their god, Mammon, I don't know, I can't remember which of his name was, Mundus. He tried, sees like he's going to destroy, you know, he's going to take over Earth and all this stuff. But Sparta, who is the Lucifer in this scenario, rebels against his demon lord, fights back everything, and actually, you know, seals off the gates of hell. Where, you know, Lucifer opened the gates of hell, Sparta sealed away the gates of hell. And Sparta lived on Earth for millennia, fell in love with a human, had 2 kids, so on. Dante and Virgil, which are both named after characters in Dante's Inferno, which the first episode is literally called Inferno, and literally his plan later on where he wages war on hell is Inferno. So that happens. Their war has begun, not the war has begun, but pretty much Batman, who's the vice president, sends, you know, all these mercenaries, including, I ain't gonna remember her name, but I believe it's Lady, and also her superhero squad, which, honestly, I ain't gonna lie, they pretty much did nothing except, like, be around, like, yeah, we're badass, and then kind of die. Like, they look cool. I was wondering when Heatwave over here was gonna do something. Or like, why did she have a domino mask? But you know what? Whatever. They look decent enough. And also, mind you, the main bad guy is this character here, the White Rabbit, who finds Sparta's sword along with... It's funny where they find Sparta's sword, because they find, like, I don't know if it's the Vatican or whatever, but all the guards there have halberds. I'm like, really? No one in here could have given them a gun? Like, alright, fine, whatever. But, yeah. The Rabbit's here, and he gets a sword of Sparta, and pretty much he's the one trying to track down... And he's the one that sets the VP up to chase down Dante to get his necklace back. Dante does not give a shit about any of this plot line. He just wants his necklace back because his mother gave it to him to protect. And because it's the last thing he has of her. While that's going on, that voice sounds familiar. Who played it? While that's going on, the White Rabbit sends these demons after, which I know these two are from the games, which also they're headless in the games, and like I know Dante gets their swords. Apparently he's also in the game. I'm gonna guess all these guys are actually in the game itself. Which I will say this too. One thing I actually really like that I like for something like in oh wait, the whole thing I was saying about Sparta and all that, but reverse. I don't know if there's God in this universe, like or heaven or angels. Someone don't correct me yet because I'm gonna play the games. But like as far as I'm aware, I don't think angels exist in this universe. So like the president is just reciting scriptures and God will protect us, God will save it. I'm just like, shut up, Kevin Conroy. He does an amazing job. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he didn't do a good job. I'm just saying, like, shut up. I hate every. I'm like, he's like, we're on God's mission. He will protect us. I shall use my religion to kill these demons. Because we do find out later on, spoilers, I guess, but and I say it's a pretty decent one because there's a really fun episode. I think it's like episode 7 where we kind of get the backstory of why all of this is happening. And Dante kind of just got pulled into the center of it on accident. Pretty much like spoilers. Go watch this. I do recommend it. It is a very fun ride. Let's see here. Lady. I know she popped up here somewhere. Lady, the two-eyed colored girl, which I'm pretty sure her dad in Devil May Cry 3 is the clown. Yeah. Her dad, like, she joins Darkcom, which is like these group of like super cops that hunt down demons who have special demon bullets, where the White Rabbit is actually trying to help the denizens of quote unquote hell. It's I think actually I can't remember what the name of the place is called, but pretty much it's where the demons come from. And it turns out when Sparta sealed off the gates, there are demons there that, you know, like pretty much their quote unquote ruling government does not give a shit about their people nor about the planet they're living on, where they pretty much pollute and poison it and killing everything inside it, making the world inhospitable and killing children and all that stuff. And pretty much what's happening right now with big government companies and stuff like that. Even the beginning of this really also kind of feels, again, a little bit like Devil May Cry, the reboot, where it is a lot of quote-unquote talking heads, where they're giving, like, you know, showing, like, the stupidity of politics. Of like, it's a man in a wingsuit. I bet it's the Russians. And, like, throwing blame, just causing shit, wanting to start wars or whatever, or how can we like make money off of this, and also it's government, all this other bullshit, and like pretty much the demon realm is on that same sense, that same thing too, where it's very showing like the ruling body there is evil and all that stuff. Where again, and pretty much we find out that the White Rabbit is actually trying to. The innocent demons tried to bring them across. Darkcom did some horrible shit that made the White Rabbit kind of go, you know what? Screw this guy. screw this. We need to stop it. And I will say this right now, at the very end, because the whole thing is that the White Rabbit needs both necklaces along with the blood of both brothers to, relax. To get to unlock the gates of hell so he could allow them in. Pretty much, think, and people are going to hate it, think what happened in Legend of Korra, like releasing the gates. That's kind of what they're doing to rebalance the world so it's balanced again, but also obviously demons are going to come down and let's say there'll be growing pains because demons are probably going to be very bad and fight everything. And I will say this right now, like, because there's the fight between the White Rabbit and Dante at one point. Where the White Rabbit goes and he's like, the White Rabbit's telling Dante, like, look, these people are dying. Like, they need our help. We can help them. And, like, I can't remember if it was Lady or Dante that said, like, you know, yeah, but you're going to kill millions. And the White Rabbit's like, millions are already dying. And, like,
Like, that's the thing. It's like, no matter which way you kind of spun this, yeah, innocent people are gonna die. Like, and that's why, like, it was like, honestly, I was like, I'm on the White Rabbit side. Like, oh yeah, obviously, of course, bad shit's gonna happen when you release the gates of hell. But also on that same note too, like, I do feel, like, the Vice President seems like he's 100% okay fighting demons and shit. All right, let him deal with that shit. Like, let him deal with that shit. The world's gonna try to rebalance the world itself. I guess is what I'm saying at that point. Like, I don't know. I don't know. But anyways, so that's all happening. But there is like, and also I will say too that's something else that's gonna annoy people. Which I'm like, okay. But honestly, it is probably how certain humans would try to react to it. Pretty much saying that, like, the demon stuff, like Sparta's sword and all this other stuff, is, like, quote-unquote demon technology, which magic technology is kind of magic. It is magic. I ain't gonna say nothing. It is magic. And it's like, you're like, well, no, it's science. And, like, legitimately, you could take a gold bar, dissolve it into nothing, and then mix another mixture inside of it, and then recreate that gold and pull it back out from, like, this liquid. Like, I'd say that counts as magic. And mind you, it's like, oh, like, well, you know, it's science. And it's like, yeah, magic is just science we don't understand. But I will say I do, and I will say this, like, it is in the sense of, like, you know, human understanding is technology, whatever. So, beside that point, another thing I actually really like about this is, God, it's so fucking sick. And one thing also I do like, that Dante does use a variety of weapons in this, whether it be these guys' swords, the motorcycle at one point, like, different weapons. Like, he does, like, go through all that. And that is one of the cooler things about Dante that I love in the games, is that he uses a wide variety of different weapons, and you could just use them like crazy. It's the Cerberus one. It's, like, one of my favorites. You know, like how a lot of them, like all of them are based off of different gods or mythologies. I love that shit. But yeah, and again, this show, for whatever dumb stuff there is some smart things to it. Like, in the beginning, we see a baby get taken and then, like, replaced by let's say a changeling, the blue guy. Changeling. And he takes over to try to steal Dante's necklace. Mother runs off. And later on, we don't see whatever happens to the baby. And I'm like, what? Eventually we do see, but later on, we do find out the blue guy, he says, like, I do through quantum imaging. Very much he can, copy someone. But to do that, he needs the person that's there alive to copy them. Which then it's like, oh, okay, so the baby's alive. It took me a minute because eventually we see, I had to wait for Twitter, but, like, this part right here, that he turns into Virgil. That's the changeling. That's Virgil. So pretty much right there at the, nearest to the middle-ish of these episodes, he straight up said Virgil's alive. Which I was like, oh shit. Honestly, but here's the thing. On Twitter, like, people were saying, like, oh my god, I hate what they did to Virgil. And I'm like, what did they do to Virgil? Like, and honestly, when I saw this White Rabbit come in with a suit, and also I love the White Rabbit's, like, voice. When the White Rabbit came in and, like, he had Virgil's pendant on, I legit was thinking, is that Virgil? I'm like, you know what? It's a completely different canon. Go buck wild. That'd be hilarious if that was actually Virgil. And that's why everyone's so pissed. But I liked him. He was a cool little mastermind character. He's like, oh, come on. Hurry up, Dante. And, like, he legit, I don't know. I thought he was pretty fun. I will say, though, because the rabbit head, when you find out about it, doesn't make a lick of sense how he's able to emote how he does with it. It's kind of funny. But you can also kind of guess what's up with the rabbit head when you see, like, these stitching. But I thought it was pretty fun. Dante is also, I love Dante too, because he says that he's not a demon or doesn't think he's a demon because he's hunted down so many of them. But Dante is also really freaking hilarious because he's like, they're like, you're a demon. He's like, no, I'm not. I'm just like some superhero, but I wouldn't call myself a superhero. It's like, you idiot. And I'm like, you know what? All right, that's kind of funny. I'm like, that's kind of funny. He's like, I'm just like some superhero or whatever. Like, that's it. And I'm like, I find that really funny. Like, he fights demons and all this stuff, and not once does he go through his head like, I'm a demon. Like, he's like, no, I'm a superhero. I'm like Superman. That's it. It's like, really? God, I love this idiot. Lady is pretty cool. She's a badass with all these, different demon anti-killing weapons. Eventually, she gets her bazooka. But, and also, like, Dante definitely feels like, I believe even Trickster is one of the fighting styles he gains. But I think that's the one with the clones, isn't it? But, he has a very Trickster thing. Like, this whole scene where, like, he's being shot at, he looks like he disappears, and then the guy's shooting, like, what? And then Dante's like, what are we shooting at? Freaking Looney Tunes-esque. I love it. And, God, he does look sick. Again, the only thing is, like, his bangs. If his hair just went down and he would have been shirtless, 90% of the people who are complaining would not be complaining. But, yeah, and, like, they do set up that humanity, like, there is, like, this is a very grayish story, because humanity, again, like Batman here, he's trying to, he eventually, at one point where they find, like, refugees from hell, at one point where Lady says, take them to HQ, we're gonna figure something out with them. When Batman finds out about it, he's just like, kill them. All of them. He kills them all, burns them all. And eventually, at the end, he literally wages war on hell. And killing a bunch of more, quote-unquote, innocent people there. Like, it is kind of bad. Let's see, what else is there? Let me see, let me get the, where is it? Cut my life into pieces. Also, like, this is, like, set in, like, I think, like, in the 2000s, I want to say. Is it this one? Yeah. I want to say that, like, it's set in, like, the 2000s-ish, late 90s. Because, like, it is, like, there are no smartphones. It is very much, like, it's, like, the I would say 2000s, because of the music, too. Like, cut my life into pieces. Like, it has a bunch of songs like that going on. Also, some people hate it because apparently, at one point, he uses the Devil Trigger song plays when Dante actually activates the Devil Trigger, which I guess, I'm assuming that's Nero's thing, because they described it as if Peter Parker had What's Up Danger playing for him, which I'm like, okay, I can kind of get why some people are a little bit hating of that, but also I don't know the context of that other than in Devil May Cry 4. So, other than I'm most likely she has seen it happens in Devil May Cry 4, or maybe 5, I'm not entirely sure. But there's also, they reference Devil May Cry 5 with him doing his Michael Jackson dance for a DDR game that he fails. But Dante is pretty badass. And it was funny again with him saying, like, oh, I'm a superhero. It's like, well, I wouldn't call myself a superhero. It's like, no, you're just super powered. You're just a demon. Is Devil Trigger also, let me see. Yeah, right here. Also, wait, I should say this too. There is a point where, like, pretty much the White Rabbit is trying to get Dante to activate his Devil Trigger. Which he does this at one point by blowing up the Air Force 2. I think it was. Blowing up Air Force 2. A bunch of people are falling over New York City. And his buddy, I love this guy. He straight says, like, why couldn't you be one of those armored superheroes that can fly? And it's like, all right, yeah, I get it. I get it. You're referencing, like, pretty much, yeah, because this is pretty much the scene from Iron Man 3? No, which one was it? No, it was was it Civil War? I can't remember. No. It was his Avengers Age of Ultron, I believe. When they do the Barrel of Monkeys. But pretty much, he's trying to get Dante to activate his Devil Trigger, and eventually him accepting that, like, his dad, that he's a demon, that his dad was a hero, activates his power, and he actually, goes full demon. Which, I love this design. I actually gotta look up, how does this Devil Trigger look in the Devil Trigger and Devil May Cry 2? Dante enters demon form first time. Dante's Rebellion, Devil May Cry 3. Yeah, his Devil Trigger is very different between each one. I will say I do like the Netflix one too. Like, yeah, that Devil Trigger looks. That's pretty much what the anime one kind of copies after. Okay, so Devil May Cry 4 is Devil Trigger's the one, but like it gives me very much Devilman vibes. Like sorry, Zoe's hands brother. But it gives me very Devilman Crybaby vibes. Like, it was like kind of Super Sentai-ish. I actually really like it. It doesn't look that bad. It does have that anime-ish feel. Also, I actually love this scene. He's like, you really want to be stupid right now? I freaking love that shit. Also, it says at one point that Dante's skin is LGT. It's like, oh my gosh, that's going to trigger so many people. Stupid people. It's a joke. 500. Also, at one point, like, they hire, like, the VP hires a bunch of the people to come get Dante's necklace. And I am jumping everywhere, I apologize. But at one point, they're like, the price has to be high. Like, no price can do that. And he's like, 500,000. I would be like, no. Like, you put that shit up to 1 million, maybe higher. In the end, no one got paid because, especially with the demon healing. At one point, he gets a hole blown straight through him, and like he just heals immediately. Hell, he gets like bombs in his blood, blows up half of his face and everything, and he's like looks like dead, and he just heals back up like within a few hours. It's freaking great. The Raccoon City joke was pretty fun. Dante believes he has superhero powers. Let me see. So Dad becomes a gesture. Overlords polluting the air, killing people, save millions. Oh yeah, what is it? Lady's last name is Arkham, which is really funny when Kevin Conroy is playing Batman, and who plays Batman is voicing the VP, and then also Lady's backstory very much is kind of Batman-esque. Where like they went to the the movies to see a movie, and then they went to the movies to see a movie, and then like they were gonna get mugged. But that's not where the parents got killed, but like that is like the demon that tried to attack, send the dad into like, demons exist, I have to try to figure out how to fight them to keep my family safe. And it pretty much turns himself into a demon, kills the mom, and all that stuff. And then this girl goes to Darkcom. Which I thought was a secret organization, but then like also like there's a building with a logo on the side of it. But then also maybe it's not, maybe we're thinking how many, I don't know. We don't know what happens in the FBI shit, I guess, so whatever. But, so, let's see, Dante, let's see, what else is there? But, I think I talked about most of the stuff. Let me check my notes. Copycat can only copy. Oh yeah, one point the baby pops up at the end with the mom again, which was like, oh, okay, so yeah, and it didn't click, I'm like, wait a minute, he did copy Virgil, shit. Only until I saw it on Twitter, this one brought him. Oh shit! Oh, the CGI demons actually really like, because again, something similar to Overlord, the show Overlord. Like I liked whenever like he summoned like his demons or angels stuff. Like it gives the bad guys an otherworldly feel when they go into CGI. I think, and I think it's done pretty well. It's not too bad, and especially if it saves a bit on animation, I'm okay with it. But let me see here. Pulls a metal from his leg. Dante being hated is great. Oh yeah, at one point, like, lady pulls a metal piece out of her partner's leg, and I'm just like, I feel like he's gonna bleed out now. Made a copy or as a decoy. The girl. Oh yeah, at one point, like, there's some really smart thing, like when the clone guy copies lady, and then Emilia gets like paralyzed because of the snake of the planet snake lady going after her. Let's see, Overlord's polluting the air. Engine powered by demon blood. Oh yeah, the engine that the White Rabbit has to keep himself alive. Raccoon City. God, I hope we see Raccoon City. That'd be really cool. That would be a cool ass crossover. Almost like there was a scene. Also, one thing actually is really, really funny. Like, they pretty much they see the everyone else getting killed and fought off by Dante, and for the necklace. And at one point, someone goes, "Wait, the key to hell is being kept by a super soldier?" And all I could think of in my head is, yeah, maybe that was kind of the plan. Like, who the hell is going to be able to take it away from him? He's killed every other demon since, and he's fought every demon off, and we see throughout this entire series how freaking powerful Dante is. To the point they got to lock his ass up because he is cocky enough to be like, yeah, I think I could take them all on. Like, I'm like, yeah, no shit. And they're like, nope, we got to take it away from him because the government will save it. And it's like, nope. And the government attacks innocent people and kills a bunch of innocent people. I'm like, oh my god. And all he's like, it's God's work. It's like, shut up. Kevin Conroy. But Kevin Conroy does still do an amazing job. In the intro, you also see like Virgil and Rebellion like flip. Virgil's sword and Rebellion kind of switch. I don't know if his name. No, I doubt it's called Masu. I actually don't know what Virgil's sword is called. I do know Rebellion. And then, but you also see Nero's sword. You see the two ogre sword. I'm sure like a few other ones. But thinking Virgil was a White Rabbit, I thought was really funny. And also, it's really funny, like, the news I was like, it's obviously has to be a wingsuit. I'm like, what bullshit are you saying? I'm pretty sure 90% of the time, if you saw a shadowy winged creature fly up out of the Vatican, you would probably be like, that's a demon. Like, immediately, I think everyone would go, that's a demon. Dante doing DDR, 500k, Devil May Cry dance, Dancing with the Sheep, Silence of the Horse, Dancing with the Sheep were some of the titles for the that were playing in the movies. Trying to make us think that the White Rabbit probably wins. Oh yeah, they try to look like the lady's dad is the White Rabbit, but turns out, yeah, that's not the case. Demon Slums. I do like, though, when the White Rabbit goes, like, it has a kind of obvious obsession with when he eventually does actually go to the demon world. It looks like animation from Hilda, which it also is really funny because, like, in a sense, like, he sees it as Wonder. That's why it looks very childish, very stuff like that. And I do kind of really love that. All right, back, but yeah, so like it like. And it's very Hilda-y like. I'm like, all right, that looks pretty cool. But it's also really like cool because at one point where you see like this one demon where it looks kind of cartoony-ish, very Hilda, round face, all that. But also, I love like the entire animation during that. When it comes to the real world and it's like it's this style kind of. It's like black and white for that flashback. You see that one demon's head like could reach out of the portal, like holy shit! Like, and it looks amazing. Like you do see it. Like I think you do see it around here somewhere. Is it right here? God, his voice is great. I know it's around here somewhere. But yeah, it's like the demon. Just watch the series. It's freaking phenomenal. But yeah, I like this a lot. It is a really fun series. I do have to look up like different things, like, because I'm trying to remember how Rebellion, like, it is. This is one of those series where I have watched it from afar, and like I've looked up lore, different weapons, and all the other stuff they have in it. And I'm excited, honestly, to start playing the games now fully, because streaming, I think, I will get me to finish through the entire game series. But I do want to know, like, his, like, because I thought is Rebellion not a gift from his dad? I know in Devil May Cry series it is, or the DMC one it is, But in this one, I'm not entirely sure where Rebellion came from. I'm like, did he just steal Rebellion off of some dead demon? Was that a family heirloom that he got from the burning building? I actually want to know where he got Rebellion from in this continuity, or like in the game too. But anyways, this is a fun series. I highly recommend it. Go watch it. Season 2 is coming out because the haters hated it so much, they watched it so much that we got Season 2 coming. Which, beautiful. I love that. Can't wait to see what happens next. Especially because it feels a little bit like the ending of the reboot, where Hell is now known and all this other stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But anyways. And but in that one, Hell doors had completely opened. But now also it seems like Virgil is going to seem to try to set himself up as the quote-unquote savior. So let's see how this plays out and how next season is going to be. Especially because how childish Dante is in this. And how that trying to be a cool guy kind of thing is. And Virgil does seem to be just straight up stone-faced kind of, hardened bad guy kind of thing. I legit kind of want to see how their personality is going to bounce off of each other a lot more in this one. But anyways, times and comments below. Thanks for watching. Share videos. Hopefully enjoy this. I'm excited. And, also as someone who actually has silver hair. I always love silver hair characters. But thanks for watching. And we'll see you later. It's funny how I didn't I liked character silver hair way before my hair started turning silver, which, yeah, because this is a family genetic thing. This is something that happens through the generation, and it happens earlier and earlier. So at some point, someone will be born with silver hair just straight away.